Os! Hi Shotokan family, welcome to this class. Today we're working on third Q Kihon. Namely, we're working on the Keris. So I look forward to an invigorating and energetic class where we get to kick a lot and get some tired legs in the end. So for a quick warm-up, just jog around. Maybe you have 1 square meter, maybe you have a couple square meter. Just jog around a bit. You can also jog in place. One way is to never let your heel touch the ground, so we warm up our calves a bit more and increase pace. Okay, and at the same time, we begin to rotate our arms. So shoulder warm up by arm rotation. And reverse. So we stay jogging, we lift our knees, lift them to belt level or above, and increase pace. And next we do butt kickers. So we raise our heels towards our lower back and increase pace. And yame. Next, going to Sensei stance, shoulder wide stance, and we do some torso twists. Let your arms loose, and with each twist, when you look backward, try to increase the angle so you look back a bit more with each twist. Make sure your feet are planted firmly on the ground. Now let's put our hands on our hips and do the same thing. But now we don't let our feet planted on the ground, but we turn them in. So it also becomes more of a hip warm-up too, just to get the whole body in here. Still try to increase the angle so you look back more with each time that you turn. And another couple of times. 3, 2, 1, and yame. Oops. So let's find our balance. Let's do some head, neck rolls. Let's do some yeses first. And let's change to nose. And some rolls, head rolls. You're not supposed to go around the whole round each time. It's also okay if you stop at the end, at the side, and then only once or twice do the roll in isolation, the back roll. If you feel confident, you can also do the whole head roll. Okay. Next will be some stepping on the ground. So again, we warm up our calves a bit more. We stand on one leg. I have the right leg now, and we push ourselves up. So our calves are warmed up a bit more. San, shi, go, rok, sich, hach, kyu, and ju. And we switch direction. We take the left leg, ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, sich, hach, kyu, and ju. And once again, the right one, we just push ourselves up, try to stay in balance, and stay up there. It's easier if you don't look straight towards the ground, but straight ahead. And yame, switch. The other one, just push yourself up and stay up and keep your balance as long as possible. It's quite hard for me today. Maybe tomorrow will be better, maybe even worse. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of kicks today, so let's do some range exercises for our legs. Let's do some knee in, knee out. So we come up, we go out, go down again. If you're sufficiently advanced with your balance, then you can keep your the leg that you move, keep the foot in the air all the time. If you need to come down and touch the ground to regain your balance, that's fine too. 2 and 1. Let's switch direction. So knee out, knee in. Two and 1. The other leg, knee out, knee in, knee out. So this is a hip flexibility exercise. Try to stay in a shomen position, which means your hip looks forward together with your head. We don't want to turn here, but we want to keep our hip straight ahead. 1 and switch direction, so it's knee out, knee in. 2, 1. Let's do some leg swings in Zenkutsudachi. Be relaxed and each knee, san, shi. Go with each swing. Try to increase the height of your leg without hurting yourself. 2, 1. Switch leg, each. Knee, as always, straight ahead. Look straight ahead. Don't use the energy in your head. Don't bounce down with your head. Just keep a balanced, straight upper body. 3, 2, 1. And the last one. Os. Rei and Yoi. So the first thing we're looking at today is Maigeri Keage, Maigeri Kekomi. Again, as a repetition, Maigeri Keage. Actually, in this Q level, in the third Q level, we start doing our kicks in Tachikata Kumite, which means in our traditional fighting stance. So we have a narrow stance here. We have our fists up between jaw and chin, always ready to deflect. We don't have our elbows out, of course, just ready to deflect and to attack back. So the kicking, we also, if we find time, we look at the difference between doing the kicks in the normal Zenkutsudachi traditional position and in the Tachikata Kumite position. So again, quick repetition. Maigeri Keage. Come up with the knee, kick out, and then down again. So this is a kick, for example, here or in the groin. Snap kick. Maigeri Kekomi, the pushing, the thrusting kick, up, out, and down again. Up, out, back, down. Up, out, back, down. Up, out, back, down. Os. So let's do these two in combination while stepping. Os, Maigeri Keage and Maigeri Kekomi. Do it pretty slow, but in a nice, good technique. Tachikata kumite. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. And mawate. Ich. Ni. San. Yon. Let's do this again. Add some speed, add some energy to these kicks so that the flow between the kicks gets really worked into our brain, into our muscle memory. Tachikata kumite. Ich. Ni. San. Yon. Mote. Ich. Ni. San. Yon. And mote and yame. And rei. So just to give you perspective, let's do the same thing again, but in traditional stance. So in Senkutsudachi. When we do traditional stance, it's also important to keep our body free of any motions, of any unnecessary movements. In Tachikata Kumite, it's okay to bounce around a bit, to be ready for an attack. But if we do stylistic, traditional movements, then we stay still and only do what's really necessary for the movement. So let's see and feel this difference when we do these techniques in the two stances, the two types of stances. Us. Yoi. Gedambarai kamate. Ich. Ni. San. Shi. Mate. Ich. Ni. San. Yon. Mote. And yame. Rei and yoi. So maybe in your own training you can go ahead and elaborate this even a bit more, this difference between traditional Senkutsudachi stance and Tachikata Kumite stance, just to see how the difference feels, so that you don't lose your access to one. Next will be a combination. It's Mawashi Geri, it's Mai Geri Keage and Mawashi Geri. Again, we start from a different direction this time. Us, Rei, Yoi, Tachikata Kumite. And Ich. Make sure you keep your hands always up. Ni. San. Shi. Kote. Ich. Ni. San. Yon. And Mamote. And Yame. So one thing I noticed in my practice right now is that during Mawashi Geri I have the tendency to, or one way of beginning of getting this rotation of my hip in is to do a counter turn in my upper body. And for this I'm used to using my right hand, the hand that actually where the foot kicks, to turn back. And with this I lose protection of my face. So next time we repeat this, I want to make sure that also during the Mawashi Geri, I want to keep my fists up to protect my head against attacks from a defender. Let's start from a different direction. Tachikata Kumite. Let's keep our hands up. Ich. Ni. San. Yan. Mate. Ich. Ni. San. Yan. Mate. And yame. Ray. And yoi. Again, let's do this combination, but let's change the stance we're in. Let's do it in the traditional Zenkutsudachi stance. Of course, we always need to focus on how we kick, how our leg is pivoting. So at least our foot should be at least 90 degrees pivoted, and we kick in a horizontal fashion. In other styles of martial arts, we kick in 45 degrees upwards, but here in karate we try to do really a Mawashi Geri, a roundhouse swing, a roundhouse kick from the side, so the foot should be horizontal. Okay, let's find our inner peace, tranquility for a second. Close your eyes. Balance your body, upper body, lower body. Relax everything. Breathe into your stomach. Get rid of all the thoughts. What we want to do is practice our kicking today. Get rid of all the thoughts. What was today in your day, what's coming afterwards, what's coming tomorrow. This is not relevant right now. We just want to train our kicks. Hos, Rei, Yoi, and Gedambarai Kamate. So this is again Geri Keage, Mawashi Geri. Ich, ni, san, yan, maute, ich, ni, san, yan, maute, yame, Ray, and Yoi. So it's quite a big of a difference doing the kicks in these two stances. So the task for you is to find out what are your problems in either one of the stances. I mean, maybe everything's perfect, but I sometimes have problems with this counter rotation. Find your own problems and look at these problems when you repeat these kicking combinations. So be your own sensei. Sensei John and me, and we're not always there to help you, so be your own sensei. Help yourself. So next kicking combination is a Geri Keage and Yoko Geri Kekomi. We do this for this level. We do this with one leg. So Rei, Yoi, Tachikata Kumite. Just let me quickly demonstrate. With the back leg we come forward, then we stay up and do the Geri, the Yoko Geri Kekomi. Okay, Tachikata Kumite. It's okay to bounce a bit. Make sure you never lower your hands. And each. Ni. San. Yan. Imabate. Ich. Ni. San. Yan. Tachikata Kumite Mawate. Let's do this again. Stay bouncing, stay ready. Ich. Ni. San. Yan. And Yamate. Ich. Ni. San. Yun. Maote. And yame. Rei. And yoi. So let's look again at this kicking combination because it's quite interesting. What we actually do is we kick with the back leg. And here it's really important, that's maybe one of the key points of this combination, is that you do the Geri correctly. So knee up, the lower leg out, knee stays high. Then we turn, the knee is already here and we can kick out. So this is a harmonious combination because the knee stays up. So if you do a mistake and kick, for example, like this, like a leg swing, then here you come down and then you have to go up again for the Yoko Geri Kekomi. We don't want to do this. We want to have the knee up, kicking out, turning out and down again. So this is the point of it. Let's do this again in the traditional Zenkutsudachi position, Zenkutsudachi stance, and see and feel what the differences are between these two movements. Okay, Rei, Yoi, let our body rest for a couple of seconds, relax everything, and Rei, Yoi, Kinanbai Komite. Now in Zenkutsudachi, we do a Maigeri Keage Yoko Geri Kekomi. We do if you can actually choose, have your hands here or have your hands here, but the lower position, the lower body stance is Zenkutsudachi. So each, ni, san, and yum. I was wrong, sorry. And each, ni, san, yum, and monte, and yame, rei, and yoi. So here again, it's very important and really fun and interesting to look also at your standing leg. Just a very tiny detail, but of course we're on ground level now, so we focus on these tiny details, try to learn something from them and improve on them. So here, let's look at this foot. I do the kicks, and now how do I push myself forward? Do I stay on the heel or do I stay on the ball or on the heel of my foot? Again, observe what I do. I push myself forward from the heel. Why do I push myself forward from the heel? Because if I would push myself forward from the ball, then I would put my back leg. If the pivoting point is on the heel, on the ball, sorry I messed that up all the time, then you pull your leg back, but we want to have a positive forward movement, so we have to turn on the heel. So this is the tiny little detail. See for yourself how this works in your karate training and see if you get more of this positivity, of this pushing forward in your kicks. Let's not waste too much time on this. Let's go to the next combination. So the next is Mawashi Geri and Ushiro Geri. Let's do Mawashi Geri, Ushiro Geri in Tachikata Kumite. Rei, Yoi, Tachikata Kumite. Mawashi Geri, Ushiro Geri. Ni. And san. Maote. Nish. Ni. San. Maote. And yame. So again, let's not forget what we're actually practicing here. We're practicing good technique. So Mawashi Geri with horizontal foot, and ideally, of course, we first look, we see our target may move, and then we kick back and have our foot close to vertical position. We don't want to overturn so that the foot becomes horizontal. Again, make sure and focus on this detail in your training to have a vertical foot on impact in Ushiro Geri. Again, Tachikata Kumite. Mawashi Geri, Ushiro Geri. Ich. Ni. San. Mote. Ich. Ni. San. Mote. And yame. So, of course, one of the directions is better for you, suits you more. Then probably have to train the other direction a bit more, but let's not forget the good direction. It's always good to have 50-50 or 60-40 training on your own, and that's why we do 50-50 here. My bad direction is the right foot, so when we kick the right Mawashi, I'm a bit stiff there. So find out what is your better direction, find out what the problem is there. If you have any questions, come back to me and ask me on help how to improve this. So let's do this technique again, but in traditional Zenkutsudachi stance. Us, Rei, Yoi, let's relax for a second. Have a balanced body. Find the balance in your head so that it's just on top of your spinal cord. So your muscles don't have to work a lot. Breathe into your belly. Us and Rei, Yoi. Now in the traditional Kihon stance, Zenkutsudachi. Kedambarai kamete. Mawashi Geri, Ushiro Geri. Ich. Ni. San. Mote. Ich. Ni. San. Mote. Andiamo. Rei. So tighten your gi. We always look away from Sensei when we put our gi in order. Rei. And next combination that we're looking into is a Yoko Geri Kekomi Ushiro Geri. So pretty close to what we did with Mawashi Geri, Ushiro Geri, but just first a Yoko Geri, Ushiro Geri. So we're in traditional fighting stance, up and kick. Us, Tachikata Kumite, ready. Don't forget to keep your hands in front of your face, and ich, ni, and san, mote, ich, ni, san, mote, again, ich, ni, san, mote, ich, ni, san, mote, and yame. So, good energy here. I feel it. I hope you feel your energy too. A lot of going on today. Let's just quickly look at the difference between Mawashi Geri and Yoko Geri. Mawashi Geri, in Kihon style, we lift our knee to 90 degrees. We have our lower leg horizontal. Then we kick out and kick back again. compared to Yoko Geri, where we have our knee up and we kick in a straight line out. Yoko Geri Kekomi. So Mawashi Geri and Yoko Geri. It's really necessary that we see this difference. Sometimes these two kicks, they blend. That is fine if you're in a fight. Nobody will judge you on that. But if you're doing kata competition or exams at the GMAU, it's really important for us to see that you know the difference and you know the exact technique of each kick. Okay. Let's do again the Yoko Geri Kekomi and the Mawashi Geri in traditional fighting stance, in traditional Senkotsudachi stance. Let's give our body and mind a rest. A couple of seconds when we go into Senkotsudachi. If you want, you can close your eyes, breathe deeply. Open your eyes again. And Rei, Yoi. So, Ketambarai, Kamate. Yoko Geri, Ushiro Geri. Ich. Ni. San. Ketambarai, Kamate. Mamate. And ich. Ni. San. Stay in this position for a moment. Relax everything. That's what we want to do. After a technique, for example, Gedambarai, we have this explosive movement, and afterwards we have a kime. So we relax but stay in the position for a couple of seconds. Yame, Rei, and Yoi. So this was a quick class about the Geri techniques in 3rd Q, brown belt. Let's finish with the big Geri combination. Finish this class on a high note. Let's do it really slowly first, and then at the end just give it everything and do a Keage each time that we have an Ushiro Geri at the end. So first, slowly, to get again in the habit of doing this kicking combination. So just as a repetition, it's in Tachikata Kumite, Mai Geri Keage, Mawashi Geri, and then Yoko Geri Kekomi, Ushiro Geri. Rei, Yoi, Tachikata Kumite. Ich. Let's do it a bit slower. Ni. Maote. And ich. And ni. And Maote. Yame, Rei. So now we do it like 2 rounds again, just to finish this class on a high note. Just give it everything in Tachikata Kumite and do the 2 Ushiro Geris with a Keage. So we really also experience the energy that comes with releasing this forceful Keage from our belly region. Os, Rei, Yoi, find our balance, and Tachikata Kumite. Let's give it everything and the Keage at the Ushiro Geri. Ich, hai, ni, hai, note, ich, hai. Ni, hai, note, yame, Rei, and Yoi. So let's repeat this But let's repeat this in the different stance, in the other stance, in a Zenkutsudachi, and see how our differences, what are the differences in our stances? How do we slightly have to adjust our technique to the stance in which we stand? Give it a second or two to calm our minds and bodies, find our balance, relax everything, and Rei, Yoi, Kinambarai Kamate. Don't forget the Kiai, and each. Hai! Ni! Hai! Mate! Each! Hai! Ni! Hai! Mate! Yabe! Rei and Yoi. So let's quickly do a warm-up for our legs, for our body. First, let's stretch our arms. So shoulder stretch. We started in Tachikata Kumite today in this class, doing the Geris in this stance. So it's okay to walk around a bit. This is the more dynamic stance, less rooted, less fixed than the traditional Zenkutsudachi, Kokutsudachi stance. Okay, let's stretch our quadriceps, so the front of our legs. If you need a wall to lean on, that's fine. Make sure you still keep breathing. Breathe into your stomach, feel the stretch. Switch leg. If the stretch disappears, the stretching feeling, then improve your stretch by pulling back a bit more, by pushing back pushing forward your tanden, your hips a bit more, and at the same time pulling back your foot with your hand. Okay, let's do some lower leg stretch. Find the wall, and let's stretch your Achilles tendon. And switch. Make sure you don't hunch over. Try to have a straight line between your heel and the back of your head. So no going forward or going back with your hip. Just try to stay in a line. And with this, teach your body a good alignment. Teach your brain, your muscles, how a good alignment of your body feels. So let's go to the ground. Put your right foot over your left knee. Then grab your right knee, lean that back and pull it back so you feel a stretch here on the outer side of your upper leg. Relax the rest of your body. If you want, you can put your head on the ground. If the stretch loosens, pull a bit more. So keep in this position. Now we want to do something good for our foot. We grab our foot at the ball and just rotate our foot into one direction so that the joint is really lubricated. Switch direction. And yame. Let's do the same thing with the other foot. Put your right foot on your left knee. Grab your left knee. Lean back on the ground and pull back so that you feel the stretch outside of your upper right leg. Don't forget to breathe. We've done some kicking today, so we have to look after our legs. Us, same thing as before. Grab our left foot at the ball and rotate in one direction to lubricate the foot joint. Try to find the maximum extension. And switch direction. Try to find the maximum extension in all directions so that no angle is left out. Us. Slowly get up on your feet in Shisente position. Now Mizubutachi, and slowly go down with your hands. So we stretch our hamstrings. Static stretch of your hamstrings. Try to keep the knees straight. Slowly get up again. Yoi and Ray. So thanks for this class. It was definitely fun for me. I hope you learned something too. And we got in some repetitions of the third Q brown belt Keri Kihon. We looked at different techniques, made sure in Tachikata Kumite we had our hands in front of our face, found some weak areas to work on. So thanks for joining in. It was fun for me. I hope it was fun for you too. And see you soon in the next class. Us.